If you're lucky enough to live until you're 70, you will have approximately 25,550 days of life here on Earth. On the basis that we sleep for about a third of our lives, we're actually consciously living for about 57 years. Physical life is a terminal condition. Nobody escapes this fact, so waste no more time. Walk in the sunshine, eat delicious food, make your friends laugh, be silly, be kind, and don't be afraid to think differently. It's what we're supposed to do. Despite our culture's insistence on promoting all the bad things in life, there have been some incredibly positive developments for humanity in recent times. Yes, there's always room for improvement, but extreme poverty has fallen and continues to fall, as have child mortality rates and child labour. Polio is all but completely eradicated, world hunger is down, illiteracy is almost halved since the 90s, and the internet has grown by 400% in the same time. That's a lot of vital information going to the places that need it the most, and coverage is set to be global within 15 years. Quantum computers and AI advancements today are doing incredible things in terms of being able to process vast amounts of information in very little time. And these systems are improving on a daily basis. For those on the cutting edge of these developments, last week's news is already well out of date. It is true that AI will be as ugly or as beautiful as the person controlling it. But in the right hands, the possibilities here are extraordinary. It has the ability to advance the human race in ways we could never think possible. Medicines in particular can now be modelled using sophisticated data to target specific illnesses. Coupled with new hyperconductive and super strong abundantly available materials like graphene, we are now on the verge of the fourth industrial revolution. These technological advances are now allowing us to scratch the surface of a whole new world. We could see the cost of healthcare diminish significantly. Machine learning has already been applied to remember and identify over 130,000 different types of skin cancer and is able to diagnose specific conditions far quicker than any dermatologist can. Even more astounding is the existence of a computer that is able to look at patient genetics and then compare them to over 20 million clinical oncology studies. In one example, it was able to cross-reference this data and correctly determine that the patient had an extremely rare form of leukemia. Well, that's nearly impossible for your average physician to do. Operations will be conducted by sophisticated but comparatively cheap robots, rather than expensive, overworked humans that will never take time off, are always learning and therefore able to accumulate more and more valuable data within a machine learning network. Even humanity itself is undergoing a consciousness upgrade, as we become aware that we too can elevate our frequencies into alignment and move away from the fear-based programming that is suddenly becoming old, tired, and obviously broken. Learning to move away from fear and into excitement will be imperative as we see old redundant systems fall away. We must learn to embrace change if we are to evolve, in whatever shape it comes in. To spend every day anxious or fearful is simply a waste of your precious time. Your assignment is to feel harmonious, to find fulfillment and have no regrets. Expect to get it wrong occasionally, that's fine. There is no point in resisting change, so adapt, overcome and influence your environment for the better, no matter how small the gesture. When it comes to the self, understand that you are the master that knows you the best. Outside influences should not in any way define who you are. I know who I am. I am no longer the student in search for answers about whom or what I am. Let us still be hungry for knowledge and be eager to learn. We're not on this journey alone, we're all here together. Celebrate that we're all experiencing life at different stages, with different attributes, and thank goodness for that. Even the gurus understand that they're also the students. The power of the being is simply to play within this clever matrix of an illusion, to explore and experience with these human bodies that work of tools of expression. Why? Because we can. So trust, accept, allow, smile, breathe and walk on. I am the daughter of the earth and water, and the nursling of the sky. I pass through the pores of the oceans and shores. I change, but I cannot die.